Hello, my name is Natalie and welcome to my channel Knitting-a-GoGo, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of these nice little lavender pillows. Now lavender's great as a moth deterrent, so if you've got any knitwear like I have that's folded up in drawers, such as my sweaters and things like that, then you're going to find this super handy to put in there and hopefully keep those pesky moths away. And it's just a nice little, it doesn't take up too much room, it smells really nice, and it's lovely just to put in your drawer, or alternatively by your pillow at night time. It's super soft with this yarn. It's a really nice little pillow to make. And also you're going to learn this little cable stitch detail on here too. So now I'm going to show you what you need to make the pillow. So to make this little lavender pillow, you're going to need some yarn, and on this particular one I'm using the Sirdar Cashmere Merino Silk DK yarn, as you can see there, and this is in shade Lilac Blossom. As you can see there, and it's actual shade number 410. You're also going to need a pair of 4mm or US number 6 knitting needles. You're going to need some embroidery scissors, or some scissors for cutting the yarn. You're going to need a cable needle. These come in different shapes. I'm using a straight one here. Anything that's double pointed that's this size, and also it can be slightly smaller, is great for transferring the cable stitches. You'll also need a tapestry needle. So this has a slightly wider eye of the needle there, and it's slightly blunted this side, which is perfect for weaving in the loose ends and sewing together with the wool yarn. And lastly, the final thing you're going to need is some lavender that you're going to be putting inside the pillow as well. There is a free downloadable PDF pattern that you can use alongside this video, which you might find helpful, with all the written instructions on it. I've put a link in the description below, so it's downloadable on both my website and also my Ravelry store. So first of all, you're going to make a slip stitch in the yarn, like a slip knot there, and you're going to pop your needle, one of your needles, into that stitch there, like so. And then you're going to use the cable cast on method here. You're going to cast on a total of 31 stitches. Now I have used this cast on in previous beginner's guide to knitting videos, so you might want to have a look at those to see slow motion of me casting on this particular cable cast on method. So you pop your needle in between the two stitches and you wrap your yarn round the right hand needle, and then you just pop your left hand needle through, and you just continue to cast on your stitches using that cable cast on method there. So in between each one, pull that through, and you're going to cast on a total of 31 stitches. So once you've cast on your 31 stitches, you're going to purl 3 and knit 4 to the last 3 stitches. I'm going to purl 3, I've purled 3 there. Now I'm going to knit 4, and then purl 3, knit 4, and like I said, you continue doing the sequence of the purl 3 and knit 4 stitches until you get to the last 3 stitches, and then you purl those last 3 stitches. So knit 4, and then, like I said, the last 3 stitches you purl 3. And then for the next row, you're going to knit 3, purl 4. So you've just done a right side row. Now this is your wrong side row. So you knit 3 and then purl 4. So what you're doing is almost like it's a rib in a way, which is the prep rows before you do the actual cable. So where it's showing knit stitches, you're knitting on those. So knit 3, and then on the wrong side where it's showing the purl stitches, like here you've got 4, then you purl the 4. And like I said before, the pattern instructions that you can download show you, give you all the detailed instructions for each of the rows here. So again, you knit 3, purl 4, knit 3, purl 4, and knit 3, and then what you're going to do is you're going to repeat those 2 rows again. So the right side and wrong side row you've just done, you're going to do each of those once more. So once you've done those 4 rows, you're then going to be on your 5th row where we're actually going to do the cable shaping. So what you do is, first of all, you're going to purl 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to get your cable needle and you're going to slip purlwise the first 2 stitches onto this cable needle, as I'm doing here. And you're going to leave that at the front of the work and just kind of try and hold that if you can with your left hand whilst you're knitting the next 2 stitches. So you're going to knit the next 2 stitches on the left hand needle, like I'm doing here. And then you're going to go back to this needle, the cable needle that has the stitches on, and you're going to knit both the stitches off this needle, so 1 and 2, and then you can just pop that cable needle to one side for the moment, and then you're going to purl 3 stitches as you would do normally, and then you're going to get your cable needle again, and again you're going to pop the first 2 stitches onto your cable needle like I'm doing here, and then you're going to knit 2 stitches from your left hand needle. So you're putting these stitches at the front of the work and you're just twisting them to get this cable that I'm doing here, the cable shaping. And then you're going to knit 2 from that cable needle. And alternatively, if you don't want to keep putting the cable needle down, you can just sort of hold that in your left hand as well as you gain more experience with that. And you can purl 3 and just keep that to one side. That's an alternative way you could hold that. Now you purl those 3 stitches, and again, every time you come to these 4 knitted stitches, you're going to put your cable needle through the first 2. Keep them to one side at the front of the work. It's important to keep it at the front because we're crossing them over on the front here, not at the back. And then you're going to knit 2 stitches like I'm doing here, and then you're going to knit the 2 stitches off this cable needle here, and you're just going to repeat this till the end of the row. And then this is the final part of the cable shaping on this part here, and you're going to knit 2 off the left hand needle and then 2 off this left hand off this cable needle here, and then you can pop that cable needle to one side, and then you're just going to purl the 3 final stitches of that row. So there you have your first row of cable shaping. as you can see there. So for the next row, your 6th row, you're going to do it as the 2nd and 4th rows you've just done. So you're just going to again follow this kind of rib knit and purl stitches along here. So you're going to first of all knit 3, like here, I'm doing here. Then you're going to purl 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'll go, and you'll see that it's because it's been twisted, they're keeping in that sequence there, as per the previous row when you did the cable shaping. And again, you knit 3 and you purl 4, and then you knit 3 again, as I'm doing here. And you just repeat that sequence to the end of the row. So when you get to the end of the row, a total of 6 rows have been worked to form this cable pattern. So what you're going to do now is keep repeating those 6 rows, as I've explained at the beginning of this video, and you're going to repeat those until you have a total of 5 of these cable shapes on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to repeat those 6 rows a total of 4 more times. So you've got a total of 5 cable shaping rows on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as you can see there. So you're just going to repeat those 6 rows, like I said, 4 more times, and ending on the right side row at the top here. So once you've repeated those cable shaping rows a further 4 more times, so you've got a total of 5 of those on there, what you're going to do is cast off in this rib pattern. So first of all, you're going to purl and then purl another stitch, and then pull that stitch over for casting off, and then you're going to purl the next stitch and again cast off, and then you're going to knit the next stitch and again and knit, and you're just casting off in this rib pattern to the end of the row. So once you get to your last stitch, you're going to cut a length of the yarn off. Now I would cut that around maybe 30 centimetres, because ideally what you want to do is have this long enough to then sew round, or start sewing around some of this edging here. So, but not too long a length where it's going to knot up. So I've just cut like 30 to 40 centimetre length there, like an arm's length of yarn. And I'm just going to leave that to one side. Now I'm going to get my tapestry needle here, and I'm just going to weave in the smaller loose ends of this work, so of this yarn. So I'm just going to weave it into the back of the cushion edge here, just up through some of the stitches. I'm just going to pull that through, and then snip off the excess yarn. And I'm just going to repeat that for the 2 loose ends on this other side too of the pillow. So again, I'm just going to pop the yarn through my needle, then into the back of the work I'm just going to weave in these loose ends through here. Now what we're going to do is match these up, so make sure you have the cast on edges on the bottom, like here, and then you've got the cast off edges on the top here, and you're going to join them using a mattress stitch. So I'm just going to, again, with this long thread, I'm going to weave it through, I'm going to thread it through my knitting, or through my needle, my tapestry needle, like I'm doing here. Just pull that through. And now I'm going to join these edges using a mattress stitch. Now initially we're just going to sew around here and the bottom and just up to this side, and we're going to leave this open so we can put the lavender in. So if you want to, you can use pins to secure this as you sew along, or you may be able to find you're happy to do it without using pins. So you're just going to join through the edges here, and like I said, if you want to get some pins, if you find that's going to help you, I'll just show you how I would, if I was to pin it, how I would do that. So you can just literally just pop a little pin through, just so you've got them edges matching at the bottom, like so, and then you're just going to do a mattress stitch through the top here. So you've got your join there, you're just going to go through a couple of the stitches and each side matching the stitches where you're joining, and then go into the next lot of stitches. I normally do about 2 on these pearl stitches here. I find that sort of is sort of sufficient, rather than doing 1 at a time. That's fine for sewing through. And you're using the same yarn to stitch it with that you knitted with. So we're just going to go through, and you're just going to continue that all around here, and like I said, till you get the top to the top there. You're going to continue doing that stitching all the way around, just weaving in those edges there, or sewing those edges together there. So it almost looks like a seamless part of knitting there. So once you've mattress stitched the sides and the bottom, you're going to then pop in your lavender into the top here, and you're going to put in as much as you feel you would like it sufficiently filled for your project. So I'm just going to tip this in here. I'm just going to let that fall into there. And you, like I said, you can add more as you feel you need to. So I've actually got room for a little bit more in here, so I'm going to get some more of my lavender and add that in. So I've just got another little bowl of it here. I'm just going to pop some more into this tube. Without trying to tip it everywhere as I'm doing it. So once you've filled that as full as you're happy with, I've left a little gap there, so obviously to allow for the stitching of the top, and then obviously I can just squidge this around. That's the sort of thickness I'm sort of happy with there for my personal little pillow here for the lavender. So I'm just going to now continue just securing the top using this mattress stitch technique that I showed you earlier. So I'm just going to secure in those stitches here. So you're just securing the top of this cushion here, a bit like you did for the bottom, how you sewed that together. And you're just going to continue that mattress stitch all the way around till you get to the end here. So I've just weaved in the loose ends here, and I'm just going to, after I've sewn together the top, and here we have your finished little lavender pillow. So I hope you enjoyed this free video tutorial. Please check out the actual pattern as well that I've written for this pillow. And if you liked this tutorial, please feel free to click on the like button below. And also if you don't subscribe already, if you'd like to see any more tutorials I'm doing and knitting stitch patterns that I'm going to be showing on here, as well as current knitting projects I'm working on, then please feel free to subscribe to this channel. And once again, thanks for watching.